Hi, I'm Artemis Javanshir.
And I'm Persis Driver.
We are the Fezana Religion Education Committee. This is the sixth in a series of short videos related to several Gothic concepts, ideas, and beliefs. We hope these short yet powerful conversations become the catalyst to inspire you to dive deeper into understanding Zarathustra's teachings. We are here with Dr. Keki Dadachanji, who has extensive experience in leading Gathas studies discussions and who will be leading us in this series. Keki, in our past conversations, we covered many core Zoroastrian concepts, including Asha and the law of consequences. Today, would you talk about what the Gathas say about our relationship with ecology?
Yes, a very topical subject. Although generally people believe that Gathas begin with Ha 28, many readers and commentators maintain that the logical starting point of the Gathas is Ha 29. In this Ha, the Gathas describe the events leading up to the advent of Zarathustra on this earth. This is the first verse of the Gathas, the first verse of Ha 29 in Dr. Tarapurwala's translation. Unto you the soul of Mother Earth complained, wherefore did you create me? Who fashioned me? Me all round do passion and rapine and violence enmesh completely, and outrage and aggression. For me, there is no protector other than you. Reveal therefore to me a way out through an efficient Savior. This startling cry of Mother Earth establishes Zarathustra as the first environmentalist among spiritual teachers and religious leaders over the ages. Mazda Ahura listens to Mother Earth carefully and promises that he will take care of her troubles. The people responsible for the suffering of Mother Earth in Zarathustra's times were the Kavis and the Karpans, the ruthless leaders and the unprincipled priests. They were very powerful and they colluded with each other. So one would think that Mazda would need someone very powerful to protect Mother Earth from these wrongdoers. But he doesn't quite do that. He chooses Zarathustra, a spiritual teacher. And Mother Earth is initially disappointed, wondering if this weak-looking person will be up to the task. Why did Mazda do this? The wise Lord recognized that humans are abusing the freedom of choice he granted them. They are making choices that are causing harm to his creation, including the environment. If he sends someone who will eliminate these wrongdoers, that will not solve the underlying problem. They will simply be replaced by others. So he needed someone who can explain to people the way these laws work so that they understand that the suffering that they are inflicting on others will someday recoil back to them and cause them much pain. And once they understand that, they would refrain from doing those kind of harmful things. it was determined that Zarathustra would be the right person to carry this message. That was over 3,000 years ago. If we were sensitive, we would recognize that that moment has returned to us now. We have been making choices that have wreaked havoc on the environment. The law of consequences is unfolding, and we are seeing violent storms, floods, tsunamis, droughts, hurricanes, fires, earthquakes, and other natural disasters. If we remain on this trajectory, there will be no safe home for us. We cannot expect others to solve this problem for us. Mazda expects us to get personally involved in solving the problem of environment.
Keki, so then what you're describing is a really dynamic process. It's like a call to action. Do you have any thoughts as to what that might actually look like?
That is a wonderful question each of us should ask ourselves. So let me tell you the thought process that I went through, which is only intended to be illustrative. The principal of Armaiti told me that sitting on the sidelines and watching others was not an option. I had to personally do something. Of course, I recognize that many of us do the obvious things. We recycle waste, we try to minimize the use of plastics, and so on. That's very good, but it's not going to solve this problem. So I kept searching for something that I could personally do that is significant and within my control. As I looked at the factors affecting the environment, I realized that one of the most significant was the destruction of the rainforests. Rainforests are the lungs of the environment. They help maintain balance in the ecosystem around the globe. They are being destroyed at an alarming rate. They are being converted into grazing ground for animals who provide us with meat for people to eat. As long as there is demand for meat, rainforests will continue to be destroyed because there is money in it. It has been estimated that if a significant proportion of population adopted vegetarian diet, there will be significant healing of the environment. And doing so would also spare unspeakable suffering on part of animals who are also creations of Mazda. So, some 20 years ago, I decided to become vegetarian. Will this solitary contribution solve this problem? Will it make any difference? The Bhagavad Gita gave me answer to that question. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhur ma te sangostva akarmani. Do the right thing. It is your duty to do the right thing, but results are not in your hand. Do not refrain from action just because you don't get to control the results. From Zoroastrian perspective, right things are those that promote asha, that promote unity of life, of which environment is a part. So, do the right thing and leave the results to the Lord, leave the results to Mazda. In spiritual living, intentions matter, effort matters. Results are incidental because they are not always in our hands. Leave the results of your well-intended efforts to Mazda as a kind of gift. It will mean more to him than a piece of sandalwood. I also recognized that if we are to solve this problem of environment, all of us will have to simplify our lives. This is not a call for ascetic living. It is a call for responsible living and common sense. If all of us bought and consumed only what we truly needed, the burden on Mother Earth will be reduced. Henry David Thoreau once said, "What good is a beautiful house if there is not a decent planet to put it on?" I worry about that question. Many of you are young now. A whole life is in front of you. If we don't solve this problem, nothing else will matter. Now, I have shared with you Zarathustra's perspective that we don't own the earth. We cannot abuse her. We are the trustees of the environment. I have shared with you my efforts to understand and address the problem of the deteriorating environment. My approach may or may not resonate with you. That's all right. But I urge you to listen to your own Vohumana, your own inner voice, your own natural moral intuition, and search there for something that you could do to leave this world a better place. We simply cannot leave an ailing and wailing environment to our children and grandchildren. Let us do the job for which Zarathustra took birth on this earth. Time is short, and nothing else matters more.
Thank you, Keki. We see now that there is a profound connection between Zarathustra's teachings and the environment. So, Keki, do you think perhaps that Gatha classes, the Gatha study classes, along with the discussions of concepts, might also want to encourage actions?
Absolutely. I believe that Zoroastrianism is a via activa, as it's called, a way of action. It's not strictly a contemplative, meditative religion. It is an active religion. And so I think that study of Zarathustra's teachings should lead us to do something different. Tolstoy famously said in one of his late books, people think they are religious without changing anything in their lives. We as Zarathustris cannot do that. We need to always do something to leave this world a better place.
I love that idea. I love that idea. All right. Then for our next session, Keki, let's consider some other important questions that we often get asked. One such question specifically involves God and prayers. How do they relate to Zarathustra's teachings? Could we pick that up next time?
Yes, with some caution. I will try.
Thank you, Keki. Thank you.
Thank you, Keki.
You are welcome.